Hi guys! I have something I just really want to share with you right now, and this seems to be the perfect time because my kids are sleeping and so I have a few minutes. And sorry, I'm holding my iPad today so it's a little bit shaky, so I'll do my best to watch that. I just wanted to talk to you about God's favor, and I want to share an example, an experience that happened to me just a few days ago. So it was Saturday morning. I was driving in my car and I was listening to Joel Osteen on Sirius XM channel 128. I love it. He always talks about really uplifting things and it always makes my day. So I was listening to him talk about, in that particular message, about the favor of God in your life. And he actually said in his message, hey, next time you pray, ask the Lord to show him or to show you his favor in your life, and he will. And I thought, I've never thought about that before. I've never specifically asked him to show me his favor, so why not give it a try? So that morning when I prayed, I asked God, please show me your favor today in my life, however you want to show it, according to your timing and your will, and however that works for you. But if you could show me your favor throughout this day, that would just be fantastic. And that was part of my prayer. And after that, I kind of, got busy. It was a Saturday, and I sort of forgot about my prayer. But it wasn't until later that day when some awesome things started happening that I remembered, oh, he is answering my prayer, and this is awesome. So the first part I want to share with you was a boutique that I participated in with my children. It was just in the neighborhood, and we set up a table. I was selling my books and my products, and they were selling their cookie dough. And it was a really busy Saturday. It's the holiday season, so there's all kinds of things going on. And especially that day, there was the Festival of Trees and so many other events going on. And so I wasn't sure, none of us were really sure how many people would come, but it was only for just a couple hours in the afternoon. So we thought, why not? Well, anyways, as we sat in there, we were sitting at the booth, some people started to trickle in. And it was a little bit slow, but there were people trickling in, and a few more would come, and a few more would come. And I noticed that just about every person who came to that boutique came over to our table and purchased product from us. And I started to think about it. I thought, oh, that's right. I prayed today. I asked for the Lord's favor in my life, and he's showing it to me. And it was so exciting, and my children sold a bunch of their cookies, and it was so much fun. And by the end of the boutique, it was slow during the middle, but picked up at the very end. And just in those short couple of hours, we sold enough product to make it well worth our time. And I really felt the Lord's favor in my life. It was awesome. Anyways, so that night we decided to go to the Christkindlmarkt down in Salt Lake City because my husband's German, and we really love to carry on that tradition and have that be part of our family tradition every year, is to celebrate his heritage and go to that, and it's so much fun. Well, this year they really expanded and they opened up the park, and it was free to go in, and they had quadrupled the vendors, and it was so much fun. And as we were going around, we came upon some delicious smelling bakeries and thought, okay, we're going to stop in and get some yummy, yummy German goods. And as we're standing in line, my husband had his arms, he'd picked out the Stollen that he wanted to buy, and he was so excited. It smelled so good. And the lady running the booth, there was a woman and a man standing there, and there were some people inside the booth who were doing the transactions. And this lady and guy that were standing there looked at our children and said, you know what? And she reached down and picked up this enormous bag of jelly-filled German donuts. They were huge. She said, take this. You guys look like you deserve this. And I said, what? And I said, we'd love to pay you for it. And she says, no, it's on me. And she says, just enjoy it and have a great time. And I was just dumbfounded. And then again, I remembered my prayer. I asked for the Lord to show me his favor that day. And here he was showing us favor again. And so we enjoyed those delicious donuts, and we continued enjoying the rest of the evening. And towards the end of the night, we waited in a long line and got some really delicious food and hot chocolate. And I looked down in my hot chocolate. In fact, I posted this yesterday, but I'm going to show you again on here. I looked down into my hot chocolate as I'm thinking about all the wonderful things that had happened to us that day. I mean, we even got a great parking spot and everything. And it just came across my mind that the Lord was answering my prayer, and he was showing me favor. And I look into my hot chocolate and see it right there. there's a beautiful, lovely heart floating in my hot chocolate. And not only did I feel warm from head to toe because I was drinking hot chocolate, but I felt warm all over because I felt the Lord's favor in my life and I felt His love. Now, as we were leaving, I got separated from my husband and I got to the car before he did, so we loaded up and I went back to the front to see if we could find him. And he came out later and I said, "Where were you?" And he said, "Oh my goodness, as we were leaving, all these vendors that were closing down just started giving us all kinds of free stuff." And it was funny because the one thing he said when we got there was, "I really, really just want some Christmas wine." And it's not really wine. It sounds like wine, but it's actually like a warm, kind of like hot wassail, but it's so delicious. It's like a Christmas punch that's heated and it has cinnamon in it and it's so delicious. And he craves it every year. And they don't really sell it around here in Utah, so you're lucky if you can ever find some. And he said, "Gosh, I really just want some of that tonight." And as he was leaving, because we never saw it there, this vendor said, "Hey, I've got some free stuff I need to use up. You can have your choice. Do you want some hot chocolate? Do you want some of this Christmas wine? Or you can have both." And he said, "Oh my goodness, yes, yes, and yes." And so the lady poured them each a glass of the hot chocolate and the Christmas drink, and he was just on cloud nine. He was so happy, and it made his day. And I thought about that all the way home, how we had received so many little blessings that day. We received the Lord's favor. People noticed us and wanted to give us things for free, and earlier in the day found value in the things that we were selling and offering, and just it was a wonderful day. And so I just wanted to let you know, just put that out there, that if you would like to give it a try, you'll be amazed. You will just love it. Just ask the Lord to show Him favor in your life today, or give it a try tomorrow. And then, maybe keep a notebook and a pen with you and write down all the wonderful blessings that you received that day. And you'll notice, parking spots opening up right in the front of wherever you're going. You'll notice the light always being green for you. I mean, there were so many things I noticed throughout the day, even just little things that, you might just not notice or take for granted. But these were all the Lord showing me His favor. So I just wanted to put that out there and share that with you. And there was one little more thing I wanted to share on that. I remember that day also hearing Joel talk about redemption, and he was talking about how, the Lord is the great Redeemer, and if there's anything that you have lost, He will redeem you of that, whether it's blessings in your family or generations before you who have lost out on blessings. You can be redeemed of that. Your family can be redeemed of blessings, and wrongs can be made right again. And that's what the Lord does, is He restores everything. He restores back our blessings. He restores us back to being whole. And it's just amazing what redemption really entails. So I thought about that, and he also, suggested to put that in your prayers. So I had prayed that day for redemption, and just said, if there's any wrongs in my life that I can't think of off the top of my head, please make those right, and I know that you will, and, let justice happen according to your will in all areas of our life, and those who have gone before us, our, ancestors and our family line, any wrongs that have happened to them, any blessings that our family line has missed out on, because of that, please restore it back to us. Please redeem our family and bless us with things that we may have missed out on, and all of that. And it's amazing. So this was just a couple days ago, and yesterday I was checking my email, and I noticed that I had not checked into it for a couple of days. I have 4 different email accounts. So it was a business email account, and I logged in and saw that I had received an email, and it was from the day that I had prayed this prayer. And in there was an email from someone. It was so random. I'd completely forgotten about it, but it was a few years ago. There was a company here in America who wanted to run a campaign on my product, Hydro Heal. And so I had sent them a bunch of product, and they were going to sell it in Canada. And I had sent that product off to Canada, and they were getting it into retail stores over there. And something happened, and they were not honest. And I didn't ever see any money from that deal, and had to pay to get my product shipped back to me. And it took almost a year for this whole ordeal. And it was sort of a nightmare. And I remember thinking, it's not worth, litigation. It's not worth trying to sue them. I'm just going to move on and trust that God has better things in store for me. So that's what I did. And the day that I prayed that prayer that I just told you about was the day I got this email, and it was somebody who had also been wronged by this company, but they were taking it to court, and there was a big lawsuit going on, and they wanted to find all the other people who had been wronged by this dishonest company who was actually marketing themselves as an honest, ethical, good, Christian-based company. And so they were having a lot of issues with unhappy clients. And so they asked for my story and said that today is the day that they go to court on this matter, and that they hoped to make these wrongs right and find justice. And anyways, I smiled and thought, oh my goodness, this was part of the prayer that I prayed a couple days ago, and I had completely forgotten about this ordeal. But I did say, anything that I'm not aware of or have forgotten about, please right all those wrongs. And that's what the Lord does. He rights our wrongs, and He redeems us. And so He restores back to us things that have been lost, and He makes us whole. And I just beamed with joy. And then, I guess this video could go on forever. There's so many things I could talk about, but just the cherry on top, just later on that day, I went and took my girls to their dance class and came home. And just to add to this, yesterday I I really should do a separate video. Yesterday I decided to just keep increasing my fast offering at church, and that's something that we offer to our church at the beginning of every month. We fast, and the money that we would have spent on food, we donate that to the church, and it's used for people who don't have food or don't have a lot of money. And so last month I decided to double what I had been paying, and I just felt that I needed to do that. And the very next day, amazing things happened in my life, and I saw the favor of God in my life that day, and just sales came pouring into my online store that I hadn't spent any time recently promoting, and just lots of amazing blessings. And then yesterday I decided to increase it again, and Sunday I decided to increase it again, and we made that donation. And yesterday when I came home from dance class, I saw a check sitting there, a large amount of money that I was not expecting. And it was for an event next year that I'll be speaking at. And normally when I speak, I don't get paid till the day of or after. And to receive this check now, way in advance, was just something that only the Lord could have done. He blessed me with that. And so I'm continuing to see His favor and His blessings. And I tell you, it's like once He starts and you thank Him and praise Him and be so grateful for His hand in your life, it just continues to flow out. And I share that with you not to just show you all the amazing ways that I'm being blessed, but hopefully to inspire you to reach out to Him more and ask for these things yourself, because if He'll do this for me, He'll do it for you. He'll do it for anyone, and He loves us all. And I make these videos to share, different ways to be happy and how to find happiness in your life. And really, it just all comes down to having that desire to be blessed and having that desire to find the good in your life and to reach out and to share it with others. And that's just the gist of this message today, is that the Lord wants to bless you. He wants you to be happy, and just go to Him and ask for it, and have that faith that you'll see it in your life, and you absolutely will. Now, if you have experiences you want to share with me, I'd love to hear from you. I love talking about this topic more than anything. So I'm so excited to share these stories with you today. And if there's anything else that comes to mind, I'll pop on again later in the week and do another video. I always have so much to share with you. You know that. So anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you soon.